And I think this works. This does work. I think this ends up working out for a lot of seniors and senior families a little bit better than having it crammed in the last week. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see if we keep doing it. As right now, next year it is scheduled for earlier in May as well. Let's go ahead and get started with a word of prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for bringing us all together on this Monday evening. Lord, we thank you for giving everybody safety as they traveled in. We pray as we remember our accomplishments throughout the school year tonight, Lord, that we look back on the things that we were able to accomplish and the things that we worked so hard to do, Lord. Help us to take those lessons that we've learned throughout the highs and the lows of things, Lord. Help us to remember those things as we move forward with other areas that you've called us to in life. And in Jesus' name, amen. All right, before we get started, I just want to, again, as the athletic director, remind us of why we do what we do. We offer sports at Heritage, and yes, kids like to play sports, kids like to be known for other things, but we want to create well-rounded Christian student athletes. We say this every year, but I don't want it to just be just a saying. I want it to be something that still permeates throughout our school and the Christian student athletes. And as you will find out tonight, based off the trophies that we hand out, that it's exactly that. It's not just for statistics. It's not just for things on the court, on the field. It's also things that are done outside as well, in creating a well-rounded player, a well-rounded student, and hopefully sending out well-rounded Christians out to the world to be good testimonies throughout the world as Jesus has called us to be. So just with that opening note, Miss Carolyn Hodge is going to come and present our volleyball awards.
I don't think I've ever gotten a round of applause. Good evening, everyone. Just as Brandon has said, I think I maybe say this every year, but obviously there's new people every year. I graduated from Heritage, and one of the things I enjoyed most was playing in sports. So it's an honor for me to come back and be able to coach. If you were on the volleyball team this year, would you stand? Even those who helped with book, with stats, and if we can give them a round of applause. You can sit down unless you want to stay standing. All right. I have coached volleyball for 13 years now. I can still remember the call that I got in June of 2012 from COSA saying, I need a volleyball coach, would you like to? And I said, sure. All right. If you know, volleyball is an ever-changing sport. When I played, we played best 2 out of 3. We played to 15. We also, if you had to serve to actually get a point. Now we play best 3 out of 5. It goes to 25, all right, and everything's a point. They now have what they call a dump, all right? Back when I played, they called that a carry, all right? So a lot of things have changed through the years. I just want to say each girl that I have on my team, every year is special to me. I think I say this every year too, that this group of girls especially is very special to me. Obviously, I told Mr. Ailstock this would be my last year coaching volleyball, not basketball, but volleyball. Volleyball, if you know, it's very stressful, and I think the older I get, the harder it is. So hopefully somebody younger can take over and won't be maybe so stressful. There's 4 awards I'd like to give out this year. The first one is called the Captain's Award. I had 2 captains this year, both seniors, just a joy. Always did what I asked them to do. They were a good example to the girls. So this year's Captain Awards goes to Julie Perkins. Next award is the Most Improved Player Award. I've had this girl a couple years now. First year I had her, she's very athletic, but always did what I asked her to do. Got better through the season. So this year's Most Improved Player Award goes to Jessie Jalave. At least I said your name right, right? This next award is called the 100% Award. Again, I think I could give this to anybody, but this one particular girl she always had a smile on her face. She always did what I asked her to do, went for every ball, just was a joy to coach. So this year's 100% Award goes to Madison Mewson. All right, the last award is the MVP. Again, all right, most valuable player. I mean, to me, you guys are all valuable, all right? But I've watched this girl blossom into a very, very good player. Blocks, all right, a lot of aces, just all around, just a very valuable player. This year it goes to Kylie Holmes. Thank you.
Good evening. Volleyball has meant so much to me this year, and it's honestly hard to put into words what this team, and especially Coach Hodge, has meant to me. First, I want to thank Coach Hodge. This was her last season coaching volleyball, which made everything feel even more special. I've always looked up to you, Coach. You really are an incredible person, and I couldn't have asked for a better coach. From the start, you believed in me. My freshman year, you gave me chances to step onto the court and prove myself, even when I was still learning and figuring things out. That belief motivated me to keep working and improving. And you didn't just believe in me, you pushed me too. You never let me stay comfortable about how I could already play. When I finally earned a starting position in the front row halfway through my sophomore season, I started to feel more confident. But you didn't stop there. You kept challenging me, especially in the back row, until I was confident enough to step into those roles in games. I really appreciate that because it made me a better player and gave me confidence I couldn't have gotten on my own. Thank you. What makes Coach Hodge so special is not just her knowledge of volleyball, it's who she is. Her energy, her encouragement, her confidence, and the way she held us accountable created a team that desired to improve. She cares deeply about every single one of her players, and she took time to show it in every practice and every game. The confidence I gained on court came from her, and I know that so many other girls can say the exact same thing. Coach, thank you for everything you've done for me and for the team. I'm really gonna miss you. I also want to thank my teammates because I couldn't have imagined this year without you guys. This year was so special. The energy we had made it unforgettable. We pushed each other, supported and encouraged each other, and helped each other grow. You guys all created an environment where all the girls felt like they belonged, and that's something every team needs. No matter what was happening, winning or losing, we always had each other's backs. And it wasn't about just winning the games either. It was the little moments, the laughs at practices, the intensity during tough matches, and the support we gave each other, even after hard losses. Those are the things I'm gonna miss the most. You're all such amazing girls, and I know you're gonna do such great things in the seasons to come. Volleyball has just given me so much, and I'm going to miss being able to play with you guys. You and Coach Hodge are the reason I fell in love with this game and the reason it's going to be so hard to say goodbye. Thank you again for making this season so special, and I challenge you girls to continue to work hard to improve, to continue to support each other, and to make next season even more amazing. Coach, your presents over there, you can get it.
Before I forget, because I forget this every year, in the back, after the award ceremony is over, we have a table where you can get your sports letters and pins. If you are a freshman, sophomore, junior, or senior, if it's your first year playing, you get the H, you get the letter, and then the ball, the pin, everything else that you need will be at the table afterwards. Soccer season this past year was very up and down, just hard to get consistency with injuries and time off and things like that, but nonetheless, it was still a bunch of guys out on the field, running hard, playing together, sweating and grunting a lot, especially when we got to do leg lifts and things like that. But it is still guys soccer, and there's still any kind of moments that you could think of from other years. We still had those moments this past year. We had a lot of opinions on what to do this next year after losing so much, and it was hard to pinpoint where exactly. We had a lot of guys that had played before, putting guys in new positions, figuring out things that worked, what didn't work. But I think it was a fun experience for myself, just learning more and more about how different people play, how different people are looking at things. It did not end the way that we wanted to, but we did finish better, I think, than we started. We played in the semis against Great Hope, and we beat them in a very gritty game, 2-1, when we had tied them just a couple weeks before at home. And we showed a lot of effort, but I think we just had to put so much into that semifinal game. We did not have enough gas the next day. So we didn't finish the season exactly win-loss how we wanted to, but there was definitely signs of growth. There were signs of improvement and guys stepping up in leadership roles as well, which is really all a coach can ask for at the end of the year. Whether you win or lose, just seeing growth and seeing improvement is I mean, you play a whole season for a reason, not just for a trophy at the end. Nonetheless, we do have some trophies to hand out tonight. Our first trophy is Rookie of the Year. Now, this could have gone to a few different people as it was their first time. This individual, though, not having a whole lot of experience, coming right in off the bat and getting very consistent playing time, and not just playing time, but in a very crucial position, having to play defense and offense, being that first pass up to create something, and just the effort was always there. The ability to pick up the game, it came a lot faster than maybe we expected, but just being a good pillar for us at the very beginning of the season. And again, injuries kind of take toll throughout the season, but our Rookie of the Year is Josh Cottrell. Our next award, normally when you have a defensive MVP, you have an offensive MVP. It was hard to pick an offensive MVP this year. We had a lot of different ways that we tried to make things happen, but our defense, we were pretty sure back there and who can play in what role and things like that. And our most consistent player was just willing to clean up anything. The effort was always there on the field, from midfield all the way back down to the goal line, just all over the place. If this individual not put forth the effort that he did, scores would have been a little bit more lopsided, or we would have been out of some games. Just being able to control the back and communicating, working in tandem with another guy that gets awarded in a minute. But our defensive MVP goes to Chase Kaiser. Our last award is the Coach's Award. Basically, this guy deserves an award. What do we give him? The Coach's Award. This individual did not have a ton of experience heading into the season, put in situations and roles that were new, but started even before the season started in August, training and working hard. This individual went to Run Club, even though they had other things going on. By the way, that's a good thing to do with Mr. Garrett this summer, boys, to help get us a head start on that. And he was involved in that and being a leader in front on that. And you saw that at the beginning of the season, and then as the season went on, the mile times was just, there's a big gap between number 1 and number 2. And number 1 just kept on improving, and the confidence was there with running, and eventually came out on the field as well, and being able to help control the back line, and again, being in a position never played before, but just doing what we asked, always asking if there was anything else that needed to be done, any help cleaning up afterwards, willing to step up and tell guys, you know, hey, coach said this, coach said that. Our Coach's Award this year goes to Peter Douglas. And at this time, Emma Warner is going to give a senior thought.
Good evening. As my time at Heritage draws to a close, I am blessed to recount the many memories and friendships I have made. The staff at Heritage have poured their hearts into us and have supported us from our first day of freshman year, and I will forever be grateful to them. I also want to express my sincerest congratulations to my fellow friends and classmates, the class of 2026. My fellow classmates, After years of assignments, tests, late nights, and early mornings, we are almost finished. The journey has never been easy. There were many times when I doubted myself, was overwhelmed, or felt like I could never get anything right. And if you are like me, you have spent much time chasing things. All of us, including myself, have chased either good grades, wins on the field or the court, approval, recognition, or maybe even the feeling of being enough. And now we are about to graduate. We are reaching the end of our journey together. However, we are also beginning a new one in which many crucial decisions are made. Throughout my high school years, one verse has become especially personal. My favorite Bible verse, Psalm 42:1, says, "As the hart panteth after the water brooks, so panteth my soul after thee, O God." A deer searches for water because it needs it. It chases after water. Without water, the deer would die. That is how our relationship with God is supposed to be. We search for God because we need Him. Our relationship with God is something we chase. If I'm being honest, there have been many times in my life when I have not chased after God as I should. Times when I was more focused on getting better grades, on what people thought of me, or on what I could achieve. But chasing those things never satisfied me. I have learned that chasing God is not something that happens when life gets complicated. It is something that has to be chosen time and again. Too often, those who have graduated from high school chase money, success, or the quote-unquote perfect future. None of those things are inherently bad, but those things alone will never be enough to satisfy. No matter how much is invested in worldly things, there will always be moments of emptiness. In those moments, we will realize the things that we chased truly matter. 1 John 2:17 says, "And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of God abideth forever." In those moments of emptiness, if we are chasing God and not the world, we will receive life in Him. We will live with Him for all eternity. Class, over the past few years, we have learned how to work hard and to push through difficult and stressful times. I have seen that in so many of you, whether it be preparing for ODACs or practicing for sports. Now the goal is to take those principles that we have learned at school and apply them to our lives outside of school. We are stepping outside of a Christ-centered environment and into a world that will not always appreciate our faith. Choose to trust God when everything falls apart and to do right when it seems unpopular. Chase after a relationship with God and a life that is meaningful. I don't know about you, but that is the kind of life I want to live. As we step into this new chapter of our lives, we do not need to have everything figured out. The truth is, we probably never will. We need to decide today what we are going to chase after, because this will determine how we live for the rest of our lives. One day, we will look back on our high school years and realize that what mattered most was not our achievements, but what we chased. Hopefully, we are chasing the right things. Let's be a class that runs with a purpose, a class that seeks not only success, but a relationship with God, because the chase that matters most is one that leads to God. We have been so blessed to be part of Heritage, a community that cares for us and strongly encourages us to grow in our relationships with God and each other. I would like to thank all of our parents who have supported us through our high school journey. I would also like to thank the faculty who have worked tirelessly to provide us with an excellent education and have helped us succeed throughout high school. Finally, thank you to all my classmates for the unforgettable memories we have made and the friendships we have created over the years. I pray that we cherish our relationship with God and follow His will for our lives. Thank you.
Well, first, let me thank you, Mom and Dad, for all you've done throughout the year. We appreciate you, your dedication, and you're making it all happen. Well, I have to start tonight a little bit different. Where's Lois? That's been an ongoing thing all year long. Where's Lois? Just having fun. This year we worked on overcoming adversity and dealing with Bible characters and things that they came through and the battles that they had to fight through. And my focus was really on wherever you're at, be content, even though that adversity is there. And I think that helped the girls succeed this year. They had a disappointing loss early in the season to Faith, one 1-point or 2-point game, I can't remember what it was. But we were up, a few seconds left, and then that long launch from near out of bounds, she made it. Good shot. But we weren't done. I need the state champions to stand. We were ahead by 10 or 11 at halftime. We proceeded to lose that lead and gave them the lead. And then it came down to those last few seconds. 39-35. It was neat. One of the things that got us through that was free throws, believe it or not. And I've got 3 awards I want to give this year. And the first one is the Free Throw Percentage Award. This goes to an individual who shot an amazing 90% from the line. Only problem was I couldn't get her early on in the season to recognize that's what she could do. But she did. She came through strong. Our Free Throw Percentage Award goes to Lily Neese. All the teams that we would play, they would look at our girls and say, they are tall. And I said, and they're all young. That's even the better part. But we have a rebounding champ this year. This individual quietly, continually, crashed the boards game after game, averaging over 10.5 rebounds per game. Satori Broadus. And before I do the last award, I want to acknowledge Coach Hodge. She comes in and takes over and did what she was asked to do. I got sick. I was sick. Man, I was sick. And couple of weeks I was down, and you fulfilled those shoes, and I appreciate it. Yes, she played under me about 100 years ago, but it was good. And so thank you, Ms. Hodge, for all that you've done. Last award we're going to give is the Pillar Award. This goes to the individual who is constant, striving continuously to be her best. She challenged her teammates to be better. We had to have several conversations about how you do that, and we worked through that. But when the competition got tough, she wanted the ball, and she would look to who to get the ball to. And I think that was probably her greatest factor. She was always looking to give it to somebody, and that award goes to Layla Copeland. All the way in the back.
Good evening. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Julie, and I have had the privilege of being on this team for 3 years. And honestly, it's hard to think that it is over. If you didn't already know, basketball was never my favorite sport, but these past 3 years have truly been such a blessing to me. This team is truly so special to me. Every single moment we spent together was special. From the bus rides to late practices and inside jokes only we knew. Every time Pastor Kosa would tell us to get on the line, we knew we were in for a bunch of running. But at the end of the day, even though right then I wouldn't admit it, I knew I was going to miss even the running with my teammates. Pastor Kosa gave me a love for basketball I never knew I could have. He is such an inspiration, not just in basketball, but in the way he holds himself as a godly man. His many devotions after each practice gave us the courage and motivation to become a good Christian athlete. Coach Hodge helped me with so many things, and I couldn't ask for anything more. Her motivation throughout the practices or the games, or even just a text before the game, really meant so much to me and to the team. We were able to go out with a bang. Winning the state championship was such a huge highlight. We earned every bit of it. I'm so proud of you ladies, and I can't wait to see what you do next year. Love you, girls.
There are two things that I told myself I wasn't going to forget, and I did not forget those things. However, I did forget, as every year. If you played on the guys' soccer team, okay, going back a couple of sports, if you play on the guys' soccer team, please stand. Sorry, I did not get your recognition for it. After basketball. That's one thing that I really love as a coach is when you can look at kids and they know what to do or they know what they shouldn't do. I don't know. There's just something about when you finally get that connection with somebody. You were just talking. Sorry, I'm rambling. Talking to somebody about that a couple weeks ago. About we finally got that point where you're like, okay, yeah. You don't have to say it anymore. They just know. Second thing. That was it. Okay. Sorry. It's been a week. The basketball team this year, we did lose 7 seniors, and that's what everybody thought the whole year. I think we eventually got past that, and we were who we were, and we were proud to be who we were. But that meant a lot of people getting a lot more playing time that they were not able to receive the year before. And I think everybody that was asked to do something was very willing to do that. They were willing to step in. They were willing to do the extra thing to get better throughout the season. And start off, a little rough, right? We got a lot of guys that hadn't been out there together for a while, and turnovers were the statistic of the season. And we started out that way, and we finished that way. Okay, if you don't notice, I am trying to drop hints for our underclassmen throughout the night. But we did improve in a lot of the things that we did not really think that we could improve in, and that was playing together and spreading the ball out and playing defense. We did play defense pretty well at the end of the season. We just could not get the ball in the hoop. But you have years where you can do one thing and not the other. You have years where you can do both, and it's just not quite enough this year. But we lost the team that made it to the championship. We lost them by 5, and they ended up losing the championship by a handful. So again, I think we did our fair share of improving this year as well. And we do have a most improved award this year. And this individual, again, could have gone to almost anybody on the team because most of us went from this much playing time to this much playing time this year, and we deserved it. It wasn't, we got nothing else. It's everybody did work hard to get playing time this next year, and we saw guys improve in shooting, improve in ball handling, improve in their athleticism, some in their knowledge of the game. But this individual is the biggest jump because of where they were the year before, and then being in there with everybody else in the battle for playing time and all that. And the one with the biggest jump, the one that receives the most improved award is Dakota Moyer. He was our camera guy last year. Okay, so again, this is just nothing on that. We told a guy this year, look, camera guy last year, but this year contributed quite a bit. So when somebody asks you to play a minor role, you never know what it could turn into. Our next award is the Anchor Award. It is something that we have not done before. This individual led in almost every statistical category you could think of. And when things were not happening, we were looking in that direction, right? Whichever way the anchor landed, that's the way that we were going. That's the flow of our season for what it's worth. And we knew who we were looking to. We knew who we were relying on. And I think this individual put a lot of weight on their own back, but they handled it with as much adversity as they could get through, and not leaving anything out on the court. And at the end of the day, that's what it's about, and not leaving anything out there at the end of the season. This Anchor Award goes to Micah Tangeman. Our last award is the Consistency Award. In life, in basketball, consistency is extremely important. We see the way basketball is played today, as Coach Hodge was talking about, the sports have changed so much, but you see, again, you watch the NBA playoffs, the team will win by 30 this game, and then the other team will win by 30 the next game. Just how the game goes, the way the game's played, everybody shooting threes. Being consistent is a hot commodity. You do not come by that easily very much anymore. So when you have somebody that's consistent, they're always doing the work that they're supposed to be doing. It doesn't always show in the statistics, but you can always count on them to be where they're supposed to be and be putting in the effort they were supposed to. This individual usually had the toughest assignment down low, having to get dirty, having to do the hard work, and again, didn't always see the things that happen. We have this thing called a Gortat screen, okay, which is a legal play, but it doesn't look legal to some teams if you don't know what you're doing. But it's a play essentially where you are posting up so that another guy can drive through and get an easier lane to score. And that's a very unselfish play. It's probably one of the most unselfish plays in basketball. I know I'm probably not going to get the ball, but let me clear the way for somebody else to make a play. And he was, again, it was a new concept at the beginning, but he was great at it at the end of the season. Just willing to learn, willing to improve. The consistency that we could rely on, and Consistency Award goes to Peter Douglas.
I am not on the basketball team. I'm on the soccer team, but I got skipped over. It's all right. But I have a little speech here, a very short speech for the soccer team. All right. Good evening, everyone. I'm honored to stand here to talk about the Heritage soccer team. Coming into the season, we had a lot of new players and didn't always know how everything would come together, with our entire defensive line having graduated. But as the season went on, we worked hard, pushed each other, and you could really see the improvement. A lot of talent showed itself this year and made a huge difference in how far we were able to go. Making it to the finals is something we should all be proud of. It didn't just happen because of skill, it happened because of the effort everyone put in at practices, in games, and in the way we supported each other. We grew as players, but also as a team. I thank God that we have the opportunity to be part of a sports team that is centered around Christ and Christian virtues. With God at the center of our soccer team, we have created a community of Christian athletes with an atmosphere that is uplifting and encouraging, where we support one another both on and off the field. Through every practice, game, and challenge, we've learned the value of teamwork, humility, and perseverance, all grounded in our faith. This team has not only helped us grow as players, but also as individuals striving to reflect Christ in our actions, attitudes, and relationships. I also want to thank our coaches, Mr. Elstock and Mr. Carpenter, for everything they've done for us this season. They've pushed us to be better, kept us focused, and believe in us even when things were tough. We couldn't have made it this far without them. And of course, thank you to all of our families and everyone who supported us through this season. It really means a lot. This season is something we'll remember, not just because we made it to the finals, but because of how much we grew along the way. And I know this team still has a lot ahead. Thank you. We have a gift for Mr. Ailstock and Mr. Carpenter, if you'd like to come up to the stage to pick it up. Come on up. Thank you.
I love basketball because it really does. It challenges you, when you're not happy, when you're losing, and, you kind of, it gets all to your head, really. But I'd like to thank Mr. Elstock for every time after I would talk to him, and he would really, tell me the right direction to go. And I would thank you to my team, obviously, because without them, I wouldn't have gotten that award. And thank you to Peter, my other captain. for keeping me level-headed most of the time. Sorry, Jace. And I just wanted to say thank you to all of our people that came out and supported us during every game. The fans are just as much as the players. And just thank you to both coaches. And thank you. They need pictures. Thank you. Give me that.
And can we have all the people on the basketball team stand, please?
Well, good evening. Before I address any awards tonight, I'd just like to recognize a few folks. First, our assistant coaches, Mike Isell, Mike Holmes, Stephen Steele, Pete Hamner, and then also a couple key families, the Moyer family, the Clark family, always ready to assist with the field concessions. Olivia Warner for keeping the books, and then Mr. Alstock, the countless hours that he put in to making sure we had a field prepared and ready to play. And in all reality, those are the ones that made the baseball season happen this year. I just get to be the ones to come up here and speak on behalf of them. So a round of applause for those folks, please. And also, if I get the baseball team to stand, round of applause for you guys. So baseball is a difficult sport to play. As someone who played multiple, maybe more endurance sports in addition to baseball, I would submit that you could take a mediocre athlete, condition them physically, and they could be competitive on a sports field. Baseball is just not like that. It takes a certain level of athleticism, superior hand and eye coordination, as well as an IQ for the game to be really competitive. In fact, I was looking up just a few statistics this week on baseball. What I found is, while the possibilities in a baseball game are effectively infinite, a commonly cited specific statistic suggests that there are 12.3 million possible plays in a single game. This figure captures the combination of pitches, hits, base running, and fielding outcomes that can occur throughout the innings. So every time a pitch is thrown, how the batter reacts to it, how the fielder needs to react to it can ultimately be different. If you don't have the IQ for the game, you haven't played a lot, you're just not going to get it yet. And if you look at this, the record that we have, I don't think it's telling of really how far these young men have grown in the couple years since we rejuvenated the baseball program here at Heritage. And the more they play, the more that's going to continue to grow. And this year, one player clearly stood out above the rest in terms of improvement. And it was by no accident. This person, I know, practiced year-round. It didn't matter if it was raining, snowing, sunshine. They were out there playing baseball. They went from being maybe more of a designated hitter position last year to being a starter, what I would argue is probably the most difficult position in the game. And it wasn't by accident. So while we titled this award the most improved, I would also count it the most committed and the hardworking award. So this year, the most improved player award goes to Hayden Clark. The other award we have tonight is the Character Award. This year, coaches and I tried to do a little bit better job of maybe combining some of the life lessons in baseball with just life lessons in general and how those translate on and off the field. And I repeatedly told them throughout the year, I care way more about your character than what I do about the score of a game. And we worked on teaching them that if they can control the things that they can control, if they worry about the things that they control and try to let go of the things they can't control, then they will experience true success. We also talked about how real growth happens only when you are uncomfortable. You don't grow in comfortable situations. You accept challenges and difficulty, and you'll never accomplish anything truly great if you don't put yourself in those positions. Most importantly, we emphasize how their conduct impacts not only them, but those around them, both on and off the field. This year, there's one player who clearly stood out above the rest, embodying the principles we emphasize regarding conduct and character. Day in, day out, he made the intentional choice to do the right things, whether anyone was looking or not, consistently demonstrating positive behavior and how he carried himself both on and off the field, treating teammates, coaches, and opponents with respect, and expecting the same out of those around him. And before I announce this award, I'd just like to say, I don't talk to other coaches, about what awards are given, but I think it's quite telling. And if you look at the awards and an individual who's going to receive this, just what kind of character this individual truly has. So this year, the Character Award goes to Pete Douglas.
Good evening. So the baseball season, it's been good so far. Our season isn't over yet. We still have the tournament this weekend. But first, I would like to thank all of our coaches and assistant coaches. I know you just saw Mr. Ward. We got a couple scattered around. Mr. Steele's back there, and I'm sure Mr. Holmes is somewhere around here. And we had Mr. Hamner. Yep, there he is back there. And Mr. Geisel and Mr. Fenton. And they were all over. And they just added a lot to this practice, and just fun, and also teaching us just the fundamentals of baseball and how to play the sport and be better every day. And I would also like to thank my teammates just for all they did in the season, and a couple of the people stepped up. I know Samuel, you got to play left field, and you really stepped up there. And Jackson pitching, he always steps up there. I know he's hard on himself every game, but he does a really good job there. And so just everybody stepping up. We have a really young baseball team. We started the baseball team around, I think it was 2 years ago. And so it's a very young baseball team, but we're getting there and we're improving. And so I'm looking forward to see how they do in the tournament, and I hope they do well. And thank you. Oh, wait. I forgot. We have a gift for Mr. Ward. One of you guys, can you come up here and give it to him? Jackson, get up here. Okay.
Well, good evening. In keeping with the tradition of a weird season for me, I'm giving the Sports Awards speech before our season is over. This season, girls soccer has dealt with practices in the snow, and then practices being canceled because of snow, tornadoes, practices in the gym due to rain, canceled games, ODACs, multiple injuries, and it just kind of keeps the cycle going of this season they had to adapt all over the place, from being put in new positions where they've never played before, to unique situations that challenge them and stretch them. The ladies really had to adapt. So ladies, before I forget, if you're on the ladies soccer team this year, will you please stand? This year, I'm blessed with an immensely talented team. And for some reason, Mr. Ailstock wouldn't let me give out 23 trophies tonight. And so we've been limited to a crisp 4. Before I give those out, I do want to thank everybody who has helped with the season, from the bus drivers to Mr. Jay Perkins, to all the parents who showed up to the games and encouraged and cheered on the team. Coach Scherzer's not here tonight, but she's been a huge blessing, and so is my wife in the practices. Neither would claim to be a soccer player by any stretch, but they hop in on the drills, and they help where they can help, and they work hard. And ladies, same to you. I owe you a huge thank you this season for the hard work that you've put in. You continue to impress me every practice and every game. With new and challenging situations. I know I am not the easiest coach to get along with. I make mistakes. I'm sarcastic. I push you guys really hard, and at every turn you rise to meet the challenge, and at every turn you've shown that you can handle everything thrown at you, and I could not be more proud of my team this year. That being said, we still have 2 more games, and so parents, I ask you to show up for 2 more games and really cheer on the team as they fight for the end of the season. And ladies, I'm asking you to show up for 2 more games and really fight for the end of the season. But without further ado, I do have 4 awards to give out tonight, and my assistant coach is not here. So first, we have the Coaches Award, I believe is first. I found out tonight, as people give their description of the Coaches Award, that my understanding of the Coaches Award is a little bit different than person who deserves an award. This person is my coach on the field. When I am not there to talk to players, when I'm on the sidelines, she has always been there to talk to the players, talk people up, talk people down. make sure that they are sharp in practice, sharp in the game. Soccer is hard because there is no timeout. If somebody is struggling mentally or if they're hurt, the game continues until the ball gets out of play, or the game just goes on and does not care about your feelings. And this player has always been vocal, both in practice and in the game, and being an encouraging player and a hard-working player. I would confidently say this player is harder on herself than she is on any player on the field. So for being my coach on the field, Coach's Award goes to Cassidy Kelly. And since I was limited to 4, I could not pick what other awards to give. For those of you who don't know, soccer, at least in the formation we run, is laid out in 3 basic positional ideas. You have a defense, midfield, and forwards or offense, strikers, whatever you would like to call them. And because we've had so many just immensely valuable players on each side, on each part of the field, I could not just pick a MVP. And so I have selected 3 MVPs, a defensive MVP, a midfield MVP, and a offensive MVP. For defensive MVP, this player just fought all the time. Defense is an extremely physical position. You have to get pushed and you have to push around. You're going to be making contact with people, and you have to play that game and still keep your head on your shoulders and make the right pass and the right decision. This player has done all of that, fought through injury, fought through everything thrown her way, and still manages to be the queen of the clear and clear the ball out of the field at any point when it's near her. So defensive MVP goes to Madison Mewson. Midfield's another hard position. Not only do you do the most running by a long stretch because you are an offensive and a defensive player, but you have to be smart. You have to know what the right pass is to make. You have to know when to hold the ball, when to release the ball. You not only have to be the most conditioned on the field, but you have to be some of the smartest players on the field. And midfield was a place that for a long portion of the season we were struggling with. We had a lot of really talented players, but we didn't have a lot of experience in that midfield role. And it was a hard position to fill. And so I went to somebody, asked if they'd be willing to fill that role, and she stepped in and filled that role with an amazing amount of physicality, an amazing amount of skill. And I really appreciate the effort that she's putting in, and keep making half-field shots. Satori Rodas. Finally, our Offensive Player of the Year, our Offensive MVP. There is no other way to describe her game other than a miracle worker. She keeps making impossible shots. I say she's one of the few players who, before the word shoot leaves my mouth, she has already gotten the ball off of her foot. She shoots consistently with her left foot, even though she's a right-footed player. She has played through injury. She has played an amazingly physical game. And I don't think there's anyone more deserving of the Offensive Player of the Year than Sarah Davenport.
Good evening. For those who don't know my name is Sydney, and first I'd like to start off by thanking my coaches, Mr. Carpenter and Ms. Schertzer, who I know isn't here, but I know she knows that I'm very thankful for her. I want to start off by thanking them for everything that they've done for us this season. Your constant support, encouragement, and belief in us have pushed us to be better players and better people. You've shown us that hard work and dedication matter just as much as talent, and we're so grateful for that. I'm so thankful to have been a part of such an amazing team. It will be sad to leave, but I will take the lessons that I learned from my coaches this year, and I will take those as I leave Heritage. I also want to thank my teammates, every single one of you, for your hard work, dedication, and the memories we've made together. From practices to games, we've pushed each other to be better and supported one another through it all. This season is something I'll never forget, and I'm so proud to be a part of such an amazing group of young women. Thank you.
All right, we have 2 more awards to give out tonight, and it is the Patriot Award. We give one out to one lady and one out to one man. And for our guys' Patriot Award, this individual has been, again, the word is consistent throughout every sport that they've participated in, throughout their efforts in school and in the classroom, in ministry, helping out anywhere that they can, because that's what we're looking for our Patriot of the Year. It's not just leading in statistics, not just leading in wins, but showing up and being a good leader, being a good representation of what we are looking for in our Christian student athletes. And that Patriot Award for the guys is Peter Douglas. Our Lady Patriot of the Year award is somebody that's put in a lot of effort in ways that they weren't comfortable early on, but adjusting to what leadership is and adjusting to being a leader not just on the court or on the field, but in the school. This individual knows what it takes to push a team, knows what it's like to feel the burden of being the leader, and but has done that, has grown tremendously the past year. We talked to coaches about this and just the growth that this individual's had this past year to be where she is this year. And our Lady Patriot of the Year goes to Julie Perkins. All right, you only have to listen to me for just a couple more minutes, I promise. I'm not Pastor Carpenter, as you see on that sheet, but I'm going to present a few thoughts that I have based on just things I've been thinking about as our school year's wrapped up, as we head into the summer, and it's all go our separate ways. And Hebrews chapter 12 is where that had brought me to. In that verse 1, wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which doth so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us, looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down on the right hand of the throne of God. Those words that we see, we use so frequently in sports, race, patience, talking about effort and all the people that have come before us, as mentioned in Hebrews 11, those that are compassed about with us. And the testimony that they put in having to carry that with our race and all the distractions that we have. It's not just in sports, it's in life. And as I think most of our parents would say, how much things have changed in their lifetime and how some things have gotten easier with technology, but some things have gotten harder with technology. And how there are more weights that we have now, more burdens that are about us so frequently. And where does the verse point us to, the very next verse? It points us to Jesus, looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith. Everything that he endured and how he went through that here on this earth and where he is now. There's something for us to look forward to, not just to trophies that we get, not just to getting a good grade on the test, not just to getting that diploma, not just getting into that school that we wanted to get into or that job that we wanted, but what we're really striving for in this race. I always think of, I think we just had the Kentucky Derby this past week or something, right? Horses, right? Horses, when they're on a race, they're animals, right? But what do they have on to keep them focused? They have blinders on so that they're focused on what that goal is. That's the idea here of not being burdened with all these other things going on, distracted with all these other things that we have in our lives, but being focused on where God would have us to go and what he would have us to do. And through things like sports and through things like science class, through chemistry, through science fair, right? Through ODEX, through handbells. By the way, that's incredible. The handbell ensemble is always an ensemble, right? But when I saw those handbells, I was not expecting to see 4 people there. That was incredible to see them do that, and some of them through quite some difficulty and some pain to be able to put those things aside and be able to do the thing that is tasked before them. And that's the idea tonight. You've seen in so many of these awards, we're not just, oh, this person was really great at this. It was what they showed, how they lived, how they carried themselves, and that's what sets us as Christians apart from the rest of the world, what should set us apart. And we see this in some of our parents. We see this in our lives where the world knows that there's just something different about us. Yes, we're a good employee. We're a good worker. We're a good coworker. But there's something different. There's something that they're looking forward to that's not, all these other things are not bothering them as much as everybody else out in the world. The financial struggles, the things going on with the economy, being a parent. Yes, those things are stressful, but there's something different. If we are really looking forward and striving to be more like Christ, then they notice that. And I think parents, that's a good opportunity that we have to be an example to the people that we work with, to our neighbors, but also to our children, in showing them what that looks like when the world sees something different in us. And ultimately, it's us seeing something different in Jesus, as that's what we are trying to be. Again, we all have our race to run. Sometimes it seems like we're the only one on that race. As you heard tonight, we have teammates with us constantly, but there are things that we have to do. There are things that we maybe have to support others with. But God has placed us on this race for however long our race is. We have elementary field day tomorrow. And some of them, they're really hoping they had the 50-meter, the shortest race. I mean, they heard that they had to run the 800, like, because that's so much farther than the 50. And sometimes with our race, we're like, oh man, our race is so much harder than that person. It's just different. It's just a different race. But we all have this race that we're running. We all have this thing that God has placed us on this earth to do. And based off tonight, I think sports can be a very key component in how the Lord places us in those races and how he pushes us and tries to see ways that we can grow, to see ways where we can learn through practice, through the efforts that we had to do, not just in practice, but some of us, the efforts that we had to do to be able to go to practice, all the level that we have to achieve in the classroom, being a leader in the school, those things that give us the opportunity to play on a team. And then there's a whole nother layer from there if we want to move forward with that. So as we approach the end of the school year, seniors, as you approach the end of high school, as you think about where the Lord's taking you next, as we go into summer, what are we following? What is our goal? What are we striving after? Looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith. That is where we should be striving. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for allowing us this opportunity to come to you tonight, Lord, even just for a few minutes, but to recognize even these students, these athletes, these Christians, Lord, and the things that they achieve, the things that they have been striving for, Lord. We thank you for the growth that we have seen, not just us coaches seeing the growth, but parents as well. Lord, we pray that we would see continued growth and not to just end once the school year ends, but to see that continue throughout our lives, Lord. Help us to rely on you for that strength to run this race that you've given us. Help us to look to you and model our life after you and how you approach difficult things, Lord, things that we can't even imagine and things that we won't ever have in our lives, Lord, but seeing how you ran it with grace, with love, and for a purpose to save souls, Lord. Help us to run our race with the same purpose, with the same attitude, with the same strength. And help us as we go about our way. Help us to have safety on the way home. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you for coming.